So for the final part of sketching Doctor Strange, our main focus will be on the three particular things: the remaining part of the levitating coat, then the remaining part of face, and how we are going to use background to have highlights. And the thing is that background makes a little bit more importance in any portraits or any sketches, because if you will apply a little bit background to your sketches, it will give you a completely beautiful look. So we are going to see these three things, and finally we are going to start the particular third part of Doctor Strange.
So hey art lovers, it's SP. Welcome to my world of portrait sketching. Subscribe now if you love art just like me, and hit that bell notification on if you want to get notified every time I upload a new art tutorial for you all. If you haven't seen part 1 and 2, then first link is in the description box.
Now the remaining part of the face, where the mustache and the beard is going on. Beard is a little bit French of Doctor Strange, so making those French type of, it is just a half face, so you have to apply those half parts only. So after we have seen in previous part that for the base layer we have used 2B pencil, and after blending I have used a blending stump. And I always told everyone in my every portrait and tutorial that don't use blending stump, but I have used blending stump here. And the problem was using a graphite pencil as a base layer and using a blending stump for blending is that we always use, as an intermediate or a beginner artist, we always use the same used blending stump where the layer a bit darker blending stump was previously. And if you will apply the same blending stump on the new page or the new portrait, it will give you a little bit darker look. So if the skin tone is a little bit darker, then you can use blending stump directly, or if you have not cleaned your blending stump, it is also easy. But this, as the skin tone of Doctor Strange is a little bit whiter, so you have to sharpen or you have to clean your blending stump so that your blending stump don't give those darker looks on the face. And the face is the first thing that anyone notices in any portrait, so you have to keep on focusing on those details. So I have used a clean blending stump for making or applying those details. Now after applying those details, we are going to use a mechanical pencil for the smaller hairs of beard and mustache. And then finally, after blending those hairs, we are going to use a 8B sharpened pencil on the only parts where the darker beard and mustache is going on. Don't apply 8B pencil to every part of the mustache, as the mustache and the beard of Doctor Strange is a little bit lighter as compared to any other faces. So keep on focusing on these things and your sketch will look completely beautiful, or particularly your face will, or the portrait face will look completely beautiful. Now as we have seen in the previous part that we have used the charcoal stencil that we have used in the background, charcoal stick, that powder was remaining, and we have used the same powder in the levitating coat base layer. And the main thing for using a base layer for the levitating coat is that levitating coat is a little bit darker on the left hand side, because the light source is not going directly there, right? Shades are going on the front part of the levitating coat. So you have to keep on focusing where the darker parts of base layer or the levitating coat is going on, and where the lighter part is going on. As the starting of levitating coat on the completely right hand side, it is little bit lighter or light tone, but the completely left part is darker. If you will see the color part of the reference picture that I am using, it is completely red on the right hand side part, but it is little bit darker or darker red on the complete left part. So you have to apply charcoal powder on the first layer as a base layer. You apply those remaining powder of the charcoal stick, and then blend it with a makeup brush or the paint brush, anything that you are having. I have used a hard makeup brush for blending those parts. I have not used a soft one because I wanted to give a little bit darker look on the left hand side part. So After applying those layer bit details, if you will see that the upper part of the levitating coat, I have applied so many details, but particularly if you will see the reference picture, you will not see any particular details. But after zooming out the reference picture that I am using, I saw so many details. But problem is that so many people use black and white paper, or if they are using any portrait like Akshay Kumar or Spider-Man's, any portrait that they are using as a reference picture, they just make it into a black and white. And the problem here is that if the red color, for an example, if the red color of the portrait that I'm using or the levitating coat is completely red, right? We all know that. But after making it into a black and white paper, the lighter part of the red color is equal to white. Or what I mean about saying is that the darker part of the red color is equal to black one, but the lighter part of the completely red, where the red color is going on, but it is looking like completely white. So problem here is that if you will see the whiter parts, you will apply whiter parts, right? But there is a grade going on like 2B or 3B pencil. So don't use black and white pencil, or if you want to use a black and white pencil, just use your application where you can have the base layer also, where you can see the color grade also, and you can also see black and white color also. So using these techniques you can apply to your sketches also, and your sketches will look completely beautiful. As you can see that for the base layer, I have used soft charcoal pencil for the outlines and the darker parts only. Base layer, after blending those charcoal powder, base layer blending, and then finally for the first layer I have applied details like the smaller details, lines like the snake type of lines are going on. Then after blending and applying those line and details, I will use a mono eraser for having those whiter parts. As you can see, the outline of the levitating coat is completely shining and the light source is directly on those parts, so it is completely white. So I have used mono eraser for blending it afterwards. I have not left those whiter parts. I have blended it using a charcoal powder for the base layer, and then I have used mono eraser for blending those every parts. But after using mono eraser, I will use soft charcoal pencil for the darker parts like the linings of the coat, and darker linings are going on. So using a soft charcoal pencil you can apply more details to your sketches, and as you can see it is looking little bit lighter and it is not looking like a levitating coat or the reference picture. But finally we will use a darker pencil, or we will use charcoal powder for having those details into a particular area where the darker levitating coat is going on the complete left hand side part. And then finally we will apply mono eraser for the highlights. These are the 3 to 4 things that you have to keep on focusing. I have uploaded this complete tutorial, real-time tutorial, where you can see how I apply pressure, how I apply pencil, how I use different type of eraser and different type of things in my portraits, how I use in my these things in a real time in my second channel, which is Shwet Sketches 2.0. You can check out there 2.0, and I have uploaded the complete Spider-Man portrait that I have uploaded in last week. 11 hours to 12 hours complete sketch. You can check out that also. I will see you in the next tutorial. So bye bye.
So if you have learned something from this video, subscribe and drop a like, and comment down your question and queries regarding this tutorial. Meanwhile, take care of your loved ones too. Have an artistic day. Tattoos.